welcome to episode 8, and this is a tree farm. So, in my inventory you'll see I have a lot of stuff. All this stuff culminates into the idea that this tiny little 2x2 patch of dirt is going to be a tree farm that will feed us forever, and boy will it ever, because dark oak wood trees, they tend to grow fast and they tend to be made of a lot of blocks. So, the idea here where this hole is, this is a very elegant way of doing a tree farm that I saw Echo the Builder do, so full credit to him. We're going to have to start with 2 jabber barrels, which we want to make sure are facing up so that we can read them. It's not necessary, but it's nice to know how much we have, eh? Then we're going to need to upgrade them both. So 1, 2. Then we're going to need to upgrade them a second time, so we've got iron barrels. Well, we only really need to upgrade that one once, but why not both of them, huh? And then we want to put hopper upgrades in both of them. Then we want to put hopper facades on the inside sides. Oh. And then we want to get our jabber barrel, and we want to change it to hopping. And we want to make sure that that is facing down, because arrow down means that any inventory in between that these things are going to take from. And I'm going to go run and sleep. So where were we? We've just put the hopper facades on the side, and they're both poised to take from an inventory that's between both of them. That inventory is going to be this chest. Then this one here is going to be where all the logs from the tree farm come into, and what we want to do with that one, and why it needed to be an iron level barrel, is because we needed an extra upgrade slot on it, so that we could install redstone on it. Then we're going to take a redstone facade and put it on this side, and all that will become clear in a second. Next, golem fetter. Golem fetter lives right there. Cool. So we have the block set up here. Next thing we want to do is make sure that these things are set for their items. And the reason we want to do that is because otherwise we won't be able to put the golems down. So next thing we want to do is we want to put the golems down. So let's take our 3 buddies here. You're going to be our chop golem. You're going to be our gather golem. Oh, I said gather golem. Shift, right click, shift, click. This is always very frustrating. First of all, you're going to be our use golem. Use golem. And you're going to be our gather golem. Okay. These guys are missing health, and I'm not sure where that health is going. It's very odd. So, next things we want to do is we want to make sure that you are the chop golem. You are the gather golem. And you are the use golem. Cool? Then we want to assign this guy. Please give me... I always get my right and left click with jabber barrels mixed up. We want to make sure that you are using this sapling. Let me put the sapling... we want to make sure that he's got a sapling. He's already doing his job. Dark oak sapling on an empty space, right? Because that empty space is going to be these 4 block spaces. And I think we're going to have to pick him back up. Ugh, that cleared everything. Right. And I think we have to pick him back up and put him back down because it's a weird thing with jabber barrels. Yeah, there we go. So now he's going to plop those dark oaks down. So the dark oaks are planted. So all that needs to happen now is some bone meal magic. Dark oak tree. And this guy, seeing that this has grown up, is going to go chop it down. Eventually. You're going to get there eventually, aren't you? There he goes. And the gather golem is immediately trying to get things even though he can't reach it. Because he's a little bit dumb. But sure enough, once it gets down, there go the leaves. That's a cool part about Railcraft actually. Leaves clear out really fast. And he's putting them in the barrels. he's going to take any wood he finds, pop it in the chest, any saplings he finds, pop it in the chest, and they're both going to go to their respective barrels. He's going to get more saplings to plant, and all the wood's going to come into this barrel. What the golem fetter is for, in that whole situation, is where a lot of the elegance actually comes in. This is pretty cool, but most of the elegance is here. When this barrel fills up, it's going to emit a redstone signal, which turns this golem fetter on, and what a golem fetter does is it shuts down any golem standing on it. And who's standing on it? Our chop golem. So if we don't need wood, because we shouldn't need wood if this barrel is full, then he won't function. The moment that the redstone signal goes out on this barrel, however, he's going to begin work again. So we can always be sure that he's not going to chop down too much and just leave tile entities and things laying everywhere, item entities, sorry, and we can be sure that we're always going to have a barrel full of dark oak. And look at that, from one dark oak tree we got 50, and that's just going to grow up every so often, and dark oaks seem to grow up pretty quick, so who knows, I think that barrel's going to fill up pretty quick. Anyway, so the next part of what we're going to do this episode is we've got all this arcane junk sitting around. We've got the infusion table, the study, the arcane work table, the cauldron, the alchemical furnaces and lambics. They need somewhere to live. So the next part of this whole single play series will be planning out on that island over there something like a wizard's tower or some place for all this stuff to live. All the magical stuff. Because I think early on in the season I said that I wanted to make sure that all the magic stuff happened in amongst the sacred forest over there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do now is, now that we have a functioning and quite pretty little dark oak wood farm, I'm going to go and plan out what we're going to do with all our magic stuff. So, see you all later. Okay, and as night falls, once again, just my luck, I've cleared out this little island piece out here, and realised as I'm clearing it out that from over on the shore there, this island plus that little bit there looked like one landmass, and this bit is a bit smaller than I had hoped. So what we might have to start doing is thinking about possibly turning this into like less of a large wizard's tower and more of like a grotto situation where we've got dedicated little magical buildings scattered amongst everything. So I'm going to work out a plan for that, and then I'll be back. See you soon. Hi guys. Okay, so as you can see, there's some cobblestone structures in our way, as well as an infusion altar. If I go over there, this is how I've been getting across, by the way, is via lily pads that go all the way back to the shore. There will be a better way of getting over here eventually, but for right now that's the method of travel. The infusion altar has been set up in the centre of this island. I had to increase the size of this island. You'll remember that it didn't come out quite this far. It was more like, if you're following my crosshair, kind of this size. So I made all that, and you can see because I haven't tapered out the earth underneath, and I'm not going to. Excuse me, what was that? And underneath the infusion altar, and I will briefly use bat form for this, is the skulls, because I don't really want the skulls to be showing this isn't a evil altar or anything like that. I just don't think it really suits the aesthetic of the island, but I do want the infusion altar to be stable, so that's the thing. In this chest we've got all the other bits and pieces, because I haven't found a home for them yet. But if we follow the bridge over here, we've got a very basic layout. As you can see, it's not even dug out, but a very basic layout of one building and another building over here. I think this is the building we're going to work with first of all. We're going to put a small lab in there, magical lab. And then I've just dotted a couple of things around. One of them is this cobblestone kind of tower thing. It's obviously everything is unfinished, made of cobble, is they're just kind of placeholder, work in progress, kind of showing me where I wanted to lay things out. I kind of stood on this island over here and just looked around and thought, where do I want to put something? I want to put something large over there against that hill with that tree in the background, kind of just framed over there behind the infusion altar. And there's another one of those things. Some of these are just for looks, like this one over here will probably just be for looks, and this one over here is just for looks. This is another building over here, more lily pads. This will probably be another functional building at some point. So yeah, that's kind of how the grotto is looking so far, the layout anyway. I haven't quite decided what I want to do for materials, but I was looking through chisel. And I was thinking about using marble, a combination of marble and wood, to give it kind of a stone, a light stone against the dark green background. I think that would look really nice, but I'm not sure yet until I start laying things down. I need to pick up a marble actually, or mine it out to start doing things. But we're not quite to that point in the series yet. We still need to get ourselves to the point where we kind of can be laissez-faire with our resources and just kind of go at it. So what I need to do now is go back to focusing on progression. And one of the things I needed to do for that is I had to replace the cobble gen because it just wasn't cutting it. So we've got our first bit of tech upgrade so far, and that is it. Back over these lily pads. It's not perfect. I haven't laid them out perfectly or anything, but it does the job. If I come into there, into our foundry, it's been replaced with this. These are transfer nodes with world interaction upgrades in them, and underneath the brick is lava, and then there's water. And if a transfer node with a world interaction upgrade in it has water and lava kind of below and beside it, then it will generate cobblestone. And so in this chest is a chest full of cobblestone. The reason I decided to replace it was that the rock smashing setting, well, both of them actually use the same amount of steam, I think, but both the rock smashing and the rock breaking setting for these rock smashers uses a lot of steam, like a ridiculous amount of steam. So I would probably use this entire tank up, which by the way I recently installed. Cost me a good 128 brass to make that. But it uses so much steam that I would get only like 3 stacks or so of cobblestone before the whole tank was empty. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but it wasn't that far off. The other issue was that the rock smasher continues to spit cobblestone out, and due to a bug currently in flax beds that I hope is going to be worked on soon, the cobblestone was kind of getting spat out invisibly, and I think I've shown you that bug before, and the vacuum wasn't picking up all of it. Like, the vacuum had a very small area that it would suck up from it, and I think, like, there's some cobblestone in this chest actually. Like, if this third piece of cobblestone was the vacuum, it would only suck up anything that was in this pillar space. It wouldn't look here or here or here for things to suck up. At least I think so. There I go, trying to use my wand as a pick. So yeah, that's part of the difficulty with it. This one is okay. It doesn't actually lose any materials, which is interesting compared to everything else. As you can see, I've got some metal waiting to be smelted, and I'm still using this thing to do that job. I should actually start doing that. I'm prioritizing the more useful metals, obviously. And some glass, because I think I wanted that for Railcraft. But the other thing I think I wanted to work on this episode, I don't know how far into it we'll get, but I want to kind of expand our technology into Railcraft some more, because as you can see we're generating coal coke, but once this thing gets full of creosote it stops turning the coal coke into creosote. So we need to figure out a way to one, automate the disposal or the storage of creosote oil, and I think I'm going to go for storage because I want to be able to make tracks. And two, automate the delivery of I think wooden logs to make pardon me, automate the delivery of wooden logs to the coke oven in order to create charcoal. Loads and loads of charcoal. So that we're burning fossil fuels as our main source of energy. And I have an idea for that. I want to use rails. I think that'll be quite fun. So the first thing I want to do though is I want to make sure that the coke oven continues to create new coal coke. And for that I want to make a drum from extra utilities. Hello drum. We need a cauldron, some weighted pressure plates, and some iron. So it is fairly iron expensive, but I think we're going to have enough, barely. As you can see, getting low on resources, and this is exactly what I mean by not being able to continue much on the building part of things while I've got so few resources. But let's go ahead and see if we can get away with making a drum. So I want 2 weighted pressure plates, and that should be all I need. Sorry, I seem to be getting some framey lag. That's weird. Not usual. Okay. But we have a drum. And the other thing that I want is... oh, we have a matured ender pearl. Ender lily. Yes. I want transfer node. For now, I'm going to do this very, very simply. I'm not going to put much effort into it. I might go so far as to do it this way so that things look a little neater, but that's about it. Just for now, so that we can get moving along. Here it goes already, pulling the stuff out, because those nodes have their own buffer. I think it's in here that I've got some stuff. Ignore the stuff in the top left corner. Some people might be interested in that, but that's going to come much later in the series, I think. There we go, creosote drum. So I can see from this that it's going to slowly fill up to 256 buckets, which is going to be more than enough in order to keep this thing going. Because this, well, it'll do 4 times a total coke oven, which I think is 8 stacks of coal coke, and we definitely don't have 8 stacks of coal. Next thing we want to do though is make a rolling machine, and I might have to go and do some mining before that happens because of how low on iron we are. So a rolling machine is going to cost us 4 pistons, 4 iron, and a crafting table. Do I have everything in here for that? That is not where the iron goes. Excuse me. There we go. So 4 pistons. I ran out of redstone. Yeah, I've been a bit slack on the mining in this series, and it's starting to show, unfortunately. So I might have to go do some branch mining. Reason being is, and I would like some information in the comments section, is that I've been toying with GregTech. I have not got the best opinion of GregTech, but since version 5 people have been raving about it, saying that like the progression feels a lot better now, rather than just a horrible task. So I'm kind of interested in what people have to say about doing GregTech. And we start again. So I've been interested in GregTech version 5 because people have been raving about it, saying it's really, really good. Even people that in the past have been adamantly against the kind of grindy nature that GregTech has had in the past. They still say there is a grindy nature to it, but it flows a lot better and is a lot more fun. It's a lot more game-like rather than job-like. And so I went and played some single-player GregTech in my spare time to see what it was like. It still uses up a lot of time to do very simple things, things you would take for granted in the Minecraft world. But overall it's been a lot more interesting getting from A to B than it was the last time I gave it a go. So the question is, would people be interested in seeing a GregTech series? I think the way that I would want to do it is that I would want to do it on a server, because there's parts of GregTech that you would really, really prefer. How do you make... Oh right, you need to have the rolling machine going. Tin gear. Oh good, our first use of tin. I don't actually have any tin melted. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, doing a single player, well, a multiplayer series. It would have to be a multiplayer series or on a server, and I can't really run a server from my home, so it would definitely have to be multiplayer in that case. Of GregTech. And would you be interested in watching that series as I battle Greg to make an excellent base? So that's the thing that I've been doing. And where that comes into the conversation a la mining is I've got very used to veins, and while veins can be hard to find at first, they are so convenient overall that I've now been spoiled, and mining feels really boring. Like, manual mining feels very boring in a standard layout like this. I would love to have veins in this pack now, because having to branch mine for everything just feels silly now. Too much cobble involved. So tin I wanted 4, yeah. And then I wanted gold nuggets, so I'm going to need more. So that's the thing. Yes, please comment. Would you be interested in seeing a GregTech playthrough? As for a Forgecraft playthrough, that is still in the cards. Don't worry about that. What am I doing? Why am I making a hobbyist? I'm getting distracted. I want to make flax beards. May as well already use the infrastructure I've got rather than creating a new thing that I have to burn coal in, right? So, flax beards has this cool thing. This. A pressure converter. So I'm going to need some pipes, some plates, and some leather. And I've got everything, I think, except for the leather. So let me go finish my sentence and then cut. So what I was saying was Forgecraft series has kind of... I didn't start that up again once I started this series because... I'm sorry, horse. Forgecraft server had already been running for quite some time by that point. And what I wanted to do was wait until Forgecraft reset again before I started a new series. And that's going to happen relatively soon. So you can expect that. I'm not going to say when because I'm not sure that Forgecraft as a server really wants people knowing that information. But you will see a Forgecraft playthrough hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, so we might have 3 Minecraft series running, which means that production on this series will slow down because I'll be splitting my Minecraft time up between three things. 2 if we're just doing Forgecraft and this, but 3 if we do Greg Tech at the same time. Because there's of course the other games that I want to do and film, and I'm running through this place because I want cows. Because cows are more guaranteed to give me leather, and I hate killing horses. I know it's weird. Prepared to kill cows, not prepared to kill horses. Give to me your beefy beef. Cow Vita, thank you. Well, I don't really want your beefy beef, I want your leathery beef. There we go, 2 leather, perfect. Okay, I'll cut back once I'm back there. There we go. So we needed 2 pipes, 4 brass, 2 leather, and 1 glass pane. Where's my glass? I'm sure I had glass pane somewhere, probably in the building materials chest. Yep. And 4 brass plates. Wow, I'm lucky. So we'll just stick those in there and find the steam converter. Yeah. What? Oh. Okay, for reals, I have it. No, I don't, because I did the wrong one. Right. So, steam converter. Its job is very simple. Oh, I will need a hobbyist, after all. Because this converts flaxbeard steam. I'm going to do a very basic setup. This converts flaxbeard steam into non-flaxbeard steam, as in liquid steam, which is used by things like Railcraft. Excuse the car outside. So we want to go back to our Railcraft tab. Railcraft. Sweet. Hobbyist. Piston. Cool. I have 14 iron total to my name. This is getting desperate. So we want that, we want that, we want our gold plated gears, and then we want gold nuggets. Hobbyist steam engine. Fantastic. So this should, excuse me, we want our rolling machine. This is going to look weird in the workshop right now. I'll find a better position for things to be in, but that's the way things go. I think you might be facing the wrong way. Maybe. Or I'm just derpy and don't know how to use it. Because I didn't look at the manual, of course. Why would you? Hey? Nope. Alright, we're looking at the manual. Tim? We want steam converter. Where is it? Where is it? Pressure converter. While plenty of my gadgets are built to handle higher pressure of steam created by my boilers, other technology may not be able to for this device. Less dense steam fluid from a network to add less dense steam back in. Yeah, so what I want is for you to be self-explanatory in how to be used. Which I thought would be something like that, right? Right? Right. Why are you not filling? Do you have to, as a hobbyist steam engine, build your own steam? That doesn't seem right. Let me come back once I know what the story is. Alright, turns out that, yep, basically you can't feed steam into a hobbyist's, which means that this is the way we're going to have to do things for right now. And then I'll replace it with a commercial steam engine, which can take steam directly into it. Also, I have to apologise, you've probably seen black bars for the up till this point in the video, and that was because I was a derpy dirt, and you're going to start burning now? Yes, please? Please now burn? Why you no burn? Will you only turn on when the machine connected to you wants it? Is that a thing you do now, Railcraft? Okay. Well, we want track, standard rails. Apparently I can't see the rolling machine recipes. I think it's 6 iron. I think. Yes. Oh, come on. Do I need a redstone signal? I do not remember this about Railcraft if this is the case. Crowbar. I need red dye and 3 iron. Going through all my iron very quickly. Down to 4 pieces. But we will have a rolling machine working. I promise you this. So yeah, sorry about the black bars. I didn't have the game full screen when I started recording like a dirt. So that's the thing. Crowbar, save the day. No? Alright. Not sure what I'm doing wrong here, but the hobbyist engine doesn't seem to be hobbying. Does the signal need to be applied directly? Apply directly to the forehead? Alright, I've got to figure out what's going wrong. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Yes, it needs a redstone signal applied directly to it. The reason it didn't work at first was because I didn't have the coal coke in there when I tried that. So now we have a hobbyist engine working. Sure, it didn't used to need an absolute direct redstone signal to it, but I'm sure it didn't even need a redstone signal. I thought it just needed the coal in there. But apparently not. But soon we will have our 8 standard rail pieces. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave the episode there, and when we come back next episode I will have a lot more mining done, and a lot more resources to use. So look forward to that. And I also look forward to your replies about Greg Tech and stuff. That would be great. See you soon.